Hello everybody, we are back for the live stream here on Tabletop at UK Games Expo 2018. I am joined by Steve from Steve Forge Games. It is that time of the day. I have been running around like crazy. So, Steve, what have you brought along with you today to chat about?
So we can chat a bit about God Tier, which is something that we're showing on the Expo floor today.
I assume you've had to leave them out there?
Yes, unfortunately they are currently still being used for demos, so I couldn't bring them along here. But yeah, we're going to be demoing God Tier throughout the entire weekend and have been so far.
Yeah.
So for those who aren't aware, that's our new miniatures game. So it is 3 champions aside, fantasy setting. Essentially, the gods have died, and champions are trying to get God Tiers to ascend. And yeah, so we've got that. And then the other 2 things we've got to talk about are the Darkroot expansion for the original Dark Souls board game, and then we have the Forgotten Past, which is the new expansion for the card game.
I see. May I make the choice?
Yes.
I would like to start with the Darkroots expansion because I love big minis. I love big minis, and the box for this, it's got such a lovely feel to it. Look at this. So the artwork, it is dark, it is creepy, it is exactly what you expect from Dark Souls, and you get quite a few minis in this to actually add to your adventures. So, what is the crux of this expansion? Is it for extra bits of the game, or is it just more monsters?
So essentially, it's more monsters and 2 new bosses as well.
Okay. Let's get a close look at the miniatures, shall we?
Yes, where would you like to start?
Well, I say miniatures. I have one in my hand here. This is actually huge. What the hell?
So this is Great Wolf Sith. So he is, as you see, a fairly big wolf with a huge sword in his hand.
Yes, that is quite the monstrous monster.
And as you would expect, he is one of the new bosses within the game. If you're a Dark Souls fan, most people would recognize him. He's a very well-known boss within the first game.
I see.
So yeah, he's a super fun boss fight. I think the thing that most people remember him for is that towards the end, when he's like low on health, he starts to limp, which makes people very sad because they're all like, it's at that point they're like, oh, I'm killing a dog, he's really nice.
Don't kick the puppy.
Yeah, exactly. We've naturally simulated that within the board game as well.
Nice. I can very easily tell which our next boss is because of the base design you guys do, because of the 4 quadrants with the mechanics of the game. Who is this?
So this is Artorias. So he is essentially a knight that was corrupted by the Abyss. And he is essentially, you'll notice that his sword actually matches the one from Sith. So Sith essentially ends up taking up his sword and using it. You'll notice there's a bit of a size difference.
Just a smidge.
Yeah, that's actually a thing in the video game as well.
Well, if it's in the video game, nobody can complain.
Exactly.
We then have some very, very big guys here who are regular minions.
Yes, so these are regular minions. They're quite big and imposing, though.
They really are, especially with this huge... I'm not sure if this is meant to be a hammer, an axe, or what.
Combination of the 2, I think.
We then have another couple of these guys rocking around with big stone swords and shields. I'm guessing these are some form of animated statue?
Yes, exactly. So they are Stone Guardians from the Darkroot area.
And we get 2 of those. We also get 2 of these guys who are... Oh, that's Spiky.
Yep, the Demonic Foliage.
I see. And I'm guessing this is now allowing us to explore new areas of the world?
Yes, exactly. So this is focused on Darkroot, which is a nice... I say nice. Scary forest within Dark Souls. There's nothing nice in Dark Souls.
I'm sorry, you said there's nothing nice. This little guy's cute. He wouldn't hurt me, would he? He might give me a hug.
You'd be surprised. He's got a mean left fist.
Oh, I love how cute he is. Just underneath the top of the mushroom, you've just got these 2 little cute eyes. He does not look threatening at all. I'm sure it's a deception. Of course, it's Dark Souls. It has to be a deception. We then have another couple of types of
like scarecrows here. Yeah.
Yes, and so we've got these, which are running around with twin swords. Or is this
it's shears. Yes.
Shears. Okay, that's a valid weapon choice.
Yeah.
And then we have the scarecrows with the more traditional pitchforks.
Yep.
And lastly, we have a smaller version of our little mushroom friend.
Yes, so this is the child to the parent you just saw, and this is the thing. When the child is threatened, the parent gets very, menacing.
Now I understand. I understand now. Oh, but you see. Whereas the other one's looking cute, this one's just looking a little bit disappointed. Just with the way the head's pointed. Yeah, it's just that, oh man, I wanted to play with the human.
Doesn't have a good parent figure to look up to.
Okay, so that's the miniatures from this. Are there any key mechanic changes or anything like that?
So,
or is it just adding more?
So it's just adding more treasure to the game, so you'll see some treasure cards as well, and then adding some new boss fights. It's one of those where the original 4, I think most people who are Dark Souls fans have played quite a lot of them now, so just getting these bosses out so that you have new bosses to fight and new enemies, just to bring a bit more variance into the game.
I see. All right, now on to Dark Souls, the card game. So what is this expansion going to do?
So this expansion is kind of similar to that in terms of that it adds some new bosses. So in fact, you will notice that we have Grey Wolf Sif is one of the bosses in this.
Ah, I see. So
bit
here
of
we
cross
are.
promotion here.
Of course, why not? Well, it's one of those things. Because you have access to such a strong IP, you want people in both game formats to be able to play all of the characters. So why would you not add the wolf?
Exactly. So we've got him, we've got the Asylum Demon.
Ooh, gimme.
Who is the very first boss in Dark Souls 1. He's one of those where you'll probably think, well, he's the first boss, how hard can he be? We've intentionally made him hard because Dark Souls.
But, well, get good. And
exactly.
I was actually playing Dark Souls 1, this was the boss that actually stopped me playing the game. I'm going to admit that right now. This was the boss that stumped me. I couldn't figure him out. Could not win.
Okay, and then we have the Moonlight Butterfly, who looks very serene and angelic, but
that's lovely. You just want a little bit of harp music with this thing. It's going to be a wonderful evening.
And then it'll fire lots of magic at you, and you'll be very sad.
Oh, is this okay? I used to know a wizard like that in a D&D group.
Yeah.
He thought you could be healed by fire. This was not good. I'm sure I've already mentioned it to everybody.
And then we have finally the Bell Gargoyles. So you fight 2 of these at once.
What?
Yep. It's just because that's what happens in the video game, of course.
All right, so we have number 1 and number 2. Are they both identical twins?
Yes, so they're pretty much identical. They have slightly differing stats.
Yeah, Pack Hunter and Vanguard.
So essentially, the thing is, you begin the encounter with one of them, and then as the encounter develops, you fight the second one at the same time.
I see.
So those are the new bosses. We have new enemies coming. Then also there are 2 new player characters. So we have the Thief, who comes with his respective deck as well. I
love the artwork here. This is beautiful work, guys.
Yeah, this is all from Software. That is their concept art and so on. It is, as you can see, very nice.
Yeah, that's, again, it's such a strong IP that you have. You have access to resources upon resources that are just above and beyond, and just it feels exactly like it should because it is what it should be.
Yep. And then we have the Pyromancer.
Oh, fire wizards.
Yes,
we know how much I love those. So here he is here.
Yep. And so his whole thing is, as you would imagine, lots of fire damage and dealing lots of it and taking lots of stuff out.
Yeah, I've known 1 or 2 people with a little touch of pyromania.
So we got those 2 new characters, and then the other thing, so we got some more encounters, a few new enemies and some new treasure, but the other 2 new things in this expansion are some new mechanics. So the first one is we have the terrain decks. So essentially when you enter an encounter, you will certain encounters will have a terrain icon. You'll flip a card and it'll give you an effect for that encounter. So fog, for example, makes your ranged attacks cost 1 more stamina.
I see.
So, just more things for you to contend with.
I see. Then you've got things like treacherous footing. Each time a card is pushed in this encounter, the card suffers 1 damage.
Yeah, so against certain enemies that are pushing you about, kind of nasty.
Yeah. You got sweltering heat during this encounter. Whenever a character blocks, the character must spend an additional point. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I know how important resource management is in the Dark Souls card game.
Yep.
You evil people. These are terrible for players. Oh my god, you're going to have to fight so hard. Wow.
We're only giving them what they want.
Well, I suppose that is the whole point of Dark Souls, is to make it a challenge, make you really feel like you've accomplished something once you've actually broken through it.
Yeah, exactly. So then the final mechanic is a trap deck. Now, these traps, so certain encounters will be trapped, and at this point what will happen is you will put some of these trap cards face down on certain spaces, so you won't know what's actually there. So some of them, you'll notice, just have no effect. You stand on the space, you flip it and go, oh, nothing happened. And then you stand on another one, and maybe there's a boulder trap, for example.
Well, this one's reading Shattered Foot. So I'm guessing that's a bad day. You've got rock falls, you've got clockwork traps, abyss. What?
Abyss Energies.
Ooh, okay, that's not fun. Spike traps. We've got swinging blades.
Rollerball.
All right, this is the one you were on about then,
Yeah.
yeah? The player who triggered this trap must choose between sacrificing their next activation or suffering 5 damage. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to Indiana Jones this one and run! I love the way you guys are fit to actually do this, to actually expand it and make the game just be like it should, because that's what you really want. I'm not reading Poison Mist.
I wonder what that could do.
I wonder. Pitfalls, lucky escapes. So this is what you're on about, is where there's no effect. So I assume it's the trap's maybe old, broken, just doesn't work anymore?
Yeah, exactly. So it's an idea of that you put them down on the board, and it's a case of you don't know whether that's going to be a bad trap. It might be fine, but that uncertainty sometimes can be more scary than the actual trap itself.
Well, having a look through this deck, is this the actual size of the deck?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say this, guys. There are very few lucky escapes in this deck compared to the horribleness, so be very careful of the traps. Oh my god.
And then finally you get another board, so essentially you've got another double-sided board with different routes designed for each of the bosses.
I see. See, I love the way you guys do this, and having that sort of shadowed artwork in the background, it makes it feel creepy, it makes it have that sense that you really want from this game.
Yeah.
I am always happy to see you guys and always happy to see this. Now, just a quick thing for everybody at home.
Yeah.
Where are you guys located in the halls if they want to come along and demo any of the games you guys have with you? Hall 1.
Yeah, it's Hall 1. It's, I think, E10. You've asked me this at the end of the day, and like you, I'm kind of tired as well. So I think it's E10.
Yeah, well, I suppose you've been running demo games the entire day as well.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I realised I don't have to remember. There is a big sign that says SFG that is hung up there. So just go towards that sign, you'll find us.
So walk in, hall number 1, that's the lower one. Look up and to your left, and it should be right there for you. Any other exciting things happening with the guys over at Steamforge? Do you have any big events coming up that you're wanting to attend or run for yourselves?
So I'm thinking what ones we're actually... So we've got SteamCon later this year. We've got both SteamCons. We've got
trust me, I want to go back to the UK one. It was so fun last year.
So the cool thing about SteamCon US is, so that's September, is that's when Season 4 of Guild Ball is going to drop.
Ah, nice.
So yeah, a lot of our fans are pretty excited about that, and I'm excited to show off what's happening, what new stuff is coming out.
This is the thing. Every time you guys do your new season, the storyline pushes forward.
Yeah, exactly.
I am wondering how the exiles are going to start filtering in and actually working with their new guilds and stuff since the whole Union and Chains event happened.
Yeah, we've had the exiles have come out. So they came out, I think it was last month. And we're already starting to see them being played within teams, and they seem to be fairly well received. And then later on in the year, for all the teams that didn't get something from the Union and Chains, we are doing some veterans for them. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. We didn't want to leave the other teams out. We were initially very coy about what we were going to do for them, but now we can basically confirm and saying, yeah, you're getting something, we're not going to leave you out.
Yeah, although the one thing I did love that I saw at SteamCon last year was your guys' rookies. Can I get my hands on those yet? Yes,
so we have rookie models here at the show, and it's something you can also buy through our website.
Excellent.
So essentially, for those who aren't familiar, Rookie League is a organised play pack that we're planning to do. So when you buy a rookie, you get lots of cards that allow you to choose a front and a back, and then after each game, you get to level up either your front or the back. So it's one of those, there's kind of an element of customization. So although they're pre-established characters in their rookie form, you get to essentially take them from when they're not very good to when they are just flat out amazing.
No, I remember last year people were raving about it whenever they got to play it at SteamCon. Now, SteamCon in the UK this year, do we have a rough date for that? Because I'm sure everybody at home, there are people probably going, oh, I want to go.
It's in November. It's beginning of November, if I remember correctly. I can't remember the date offhand, but it's in November.
Should they visit the Steamforge website?
Yes, if you visit the Steamforge website, you can get tickets. And that's the same for both the US and the UK show as well.
I see. Now, last year you guys actually held it at Victoria Warehouse. Are you doing it at your HQ this year, or do you have another venue?
So it's one of those where we would love to do it at our HQ. Unfortunately, our HQ is not big enough for the size of this event. So we're running at a new venue that is quite near to our HQ, that is also a lot bigger. And it's one of those, we probably won't fill that space, but it gives us plenty of space to grow into. So as the event gets bigger and bigger, we can carry on holding it there. And it's nice and near HQ, so it works really well for us as well.
Excellent. And I'm guessing it's near everybody's homes that will be attending it as well from your crew.
Yeah, exactly. So it's based. We're based in Manchester, and it's in Trafford Park, and most of us are very close to there. So it's nice, easy commute for us.
All right. Well, is there anything else we need to cover? Anything we've missed?
Covered God tier. We should talk about probably when these things are coming out.
Yes. No, that would possibly be very helpful for everybody out there watching at home.
So we'll start with the Dark Souls expansion for the board game.
Yes.
So this is going to be. We're actually getting a big shipment of all this very soon for the Kickstarter backers, and then it will be entering retail in August, and then through August through to October we have plenty of other expansions, mega bosses and so on, and then finally the card game expansion will be coming in September with the reprints as well.
Awesome, absolutely awesome. Huh? Oh yeah, I forgot. You see, now I'm forgetting stuff. We actually do have lots of Let's Plays for all of the games that you guys have done. So be that Guild Ball, be that Dark Souls. I think at SteamCon last year we actually got Dark Souls, the card game, on the camera. Also, we did get a playthrough of one of the Resident Evil 2 missions last year. I'm hoping it's coming along well. Yes, so that is due, the Kickstarter is due to fulfill around September time, and it's one of those where we're kind of in the quiet before the storm, where essentially it all starts to move, and then you get to see all the stuff we've been working on. I'm really excited because we've been putting out information about the development changes and how we've changed the game, and it's been well received, so I'm excited when people finally get to play it. Fantastic. All right. Well, I think that is everything. I don't think we have anything else to cover. We've covered pretty much everything. All right. Well, I tell you what, I will let you get on because I'm sure you're tired, you're hungry, and most importantly, you need some rest. Yes, for sure. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much. Oh, not a problem, not a problem. Okay, everybody, do not forget, make sure and stay tuned because we have more live blogging to come. We have more live streaming to come. We will be back with you on Tabletop very shortly.